How long have we been working together? I'm terrible with dates and
I was
time.
thinking about that. I think on and off, man, maybe it's been almost 2 years on and off, year and a
Yeah.
half. Yeah, something like
So,
that.
so what would you characterize kind of the team, at the
Oh,
beginning to now?
super awesome. No, definitely subject matter expert engineers. Um, I think, am I allowed to use names? Can I use names or is it?
Yeah, just use first names. Why not? I mean,
Yeah,
just so long as you're not hypercritical of them
yeah.
publicly.
Oh, I'm always hypercritical, man. It's how we get better, bro. It's how we get better. We don't go to the trainer to say, "Oh, you're good enough, bro. You're good enough." That's, you know what, 20 push-ups is good enough, Adam. That's good enough. Um, yeah. So you have one guy. First of all, they're all amazing, and I think you've done a really good job of assembling a very autonomous team. And I think that's what allows you to do other things that you want to do. Is that the team is super autonomous, and you should be very grateful for that for sure.
No, I
Uh,
am.
um, one of the salespeople is more engineer, subject matter expert brain than the other. I think the other has an opportunity to do a little more business growth and build new relationships for Total Shield, now and in the future. I think going forward, that'd be
Yeah.
the person I would lean on. The other one is really good about chopping wood and doing design work and all that stuff. Typical challenges we have with subject matter expert sales teams, they have a tendency to shop with their own wallet. They
Yep.
have a tendency to present the perfect solution, like
Yep.
this is the perfect solution. So then what you have is you run in a situation where the prospects will assert their control no matter what.
Right.
So if you give them the perfect solution and they want to assert their dominance, they're going to start cutting your perfect solution. Well, now you're left with an incomplete solution.
Right.
So as you know, we've been doing with Total Show is kind of over presenting a little bit, offering up options that can get hacked or manipulated
Hmm.
or changed, and you still protect the steak that's on the plate. Sure, I won't have the mashed potatoes or the green beans, but at least the steak is still there. Otherwise, you start cutting into the steak, and then in your case, you have problems because you start making compromises that you can't back up, and then the deal is lost, right?
Yep.
Like I don't want to give you something that we can't back up. So shop with your own wallet. Um, Presenting the perfect solution. Um,
And I think there was a big variety. There was a big variance in terms of how people were individually kind of managing
yeah,
their relationship with a customer.
I think that's kind of exactly what I was going to talk about is communication. Communication is often a challenge with subject matter expert salespeople. They don't want to reach out to the customer until they have that perfect solution done.
Hmm.
So then when they're behind, they're late and they don't communicate.
They're
Well,
just quiet. Yeah,
I have
just
nothing to tell
working.
them.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
you have something to tell them. You have something to tell them that you're still working on their deal. So that's an issue. Follow up and follow through is another challenge with technical teams. Like, oh, they told me they were, they'll get back to me. Well, they're
Hmm.
busy. Number one, they're busy. Number two, this is not important to them as it is to you.
Yep.
So you got to be more urgent. I think we weren't quite as, I had this manufacturing client several years ago who would do, they were very excited to talk to me about their quoting process, similar to you guys. And I said, well, tell me about your quote follow-up process. Oh, we have a quote follow-up process. It's amazing. We send a quote out and then we have a quote follow-up meeting where everybody gets in a room and we go through all the opportunities that were sent and quoted. And then we follow up on them. I was like, that's great. It's more than I usually see. How
Hmm.
often are you doing your quote follow-up meeting? We do our quote follow-up meeting once a year.
Whether they need it or not, right?
And I was like, no, this is not good. So we're going to move that up a bunch. And so part of that follow-up follow through, we built some stuff in your CRM at Total Shield where, we're flagging opportunities that have been a little dormant. We're flagging opportunities that have stuck in a stage for too long that, or maybe stuck in a stage too long. What's the other one? Just haven't been touched in a while, that
Hmm.
kind of stuff. So those are things we always do on technical teams, like remind, and that's part of that deal where technical brains like systems and processes. So they like those
Right.
reminders, they like those spreadsheets. Oh yeah, this is great. Now I know what I'm supposed to do. Which is kind of the inverse of the hunting salesperson, right? Hunting salesperson doesn't really have any use for data or follow-ups, stuff like that. So,
Well, I will say, we just had a company meeting on Thursday, and I think we gave out $20,000 in bonuses, maybe.
holy cow!
Um,
Congratulations.
so the team, the folks that maybe were hesitant about stepping more into the sales role, I think are believers, right? I mean, when
That's
you're
awesome.
giving bonuses like that,
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
like, this is working. I like this
Yeah.
process, you know?
That's awesome.